the traditional donkey kick. Now, I actually love this exercise. It is a great glute maximus isolation with a little bit of core. This exercise isn't the mass builder like a hip thrust or the single leg hip thrust. This exercise is more of the booty burner on the days in between the mass building days. So it keeps the booty under resistance and still wanting to repair itself without having to have 3 mass burner days throughout a week of exercising. So donkey kicks, an amazing exercise. If you're getting lower back pain when you're doing this, you're probably overarching your spine. If you're feeling it more in the supportive leg or your hamstrings, the form is off somewhere. So what I'll probably get you to do is to film yourself on your phone, completing the exercise, and then go to the members area and then drop it in the form check spot, and I'll do a bit of a form check. You can also post it to the Facebook group. So donkey kicks. By the way, we're in lockdown here in Melbourne, so not filming in a gym, filming in my little home studio. If I was at the gym, you'd be doing this on a cable machine. And for those who are at home, go to the required equipment and buy the multicolored resistant bands, both gym and resistant bands. You'll need a D-link ankle brace and tie them up. The gym's probably got one, but you probably want to get your own, 10, 15 bucks. Those working at home with the resistance bands, you've probably got the door stopper connected to the door stopper, and use a chair instead of the pole here. Those who don't have the gym or the resistance bands, we're going to get you doing step-ups, which I'll show at the end of the video. We're at the gym, you've strapped into the cable machine, and what we're going to be looking for is spine and leg becoming horizontal. We don't want the leg to flare up too high, and we don't want like a crunch position or an overarching position, because that's just going to lead to poor form and poor consistency and injury over time. So you're holding it up against the pole, you're tied up into the cable machine. If you're working from home, you're holding a chair and you're bringing your leg up, keeping your supporting leg nice and straight, slight bend at the knee, and then kicking back. And see how horizontal my leg is? That's pretty much how we want it. We don't want it to flare up, so we don't want this. We don't want to kick upwards, even though it's called donkey kick. We want a kick back and a slight little glute squeeze. So I'll show you now. And looking just straight down. We don't want to look back and see if you don't want to watch your feet doing it, and you don't want to look up. You don't want to look straight when you do it. Just looking straight down and kicking back, horizontal line, little glute squeeze. Knee up. 1, 2, 3. I'll probably get to hold just for 1 second, and if it's getting a bit too easy and you've run out of resistance, then start holding on to 3 seconds. Another way you can make this exercise just that little bit more glute focused is to have your body itself, instead of kicking straight back, focused and aiming away from the machine. So you get a slight diagonal angle rather than, so this is me going straight back, this is me going slightly diagonal, and it's just causing that little bit of extra glute targeting on that glute medius, as well as the glute maximus. If you're getting too much feeling in the opposite leg, the stabilizing leg, I'll get you to actually hop on the bench that you've got at either the gym, or maybe you've got the couch at home, or the bed, and I'll get you to actually kneel on the bench and do the exact same thing, but now we've taken your supported leg out of the movement and we're essentially isolating the actual working glute instead of having your whole core being stabilized. And immediately, it's almost night and day in terms of the amount of isolation you get in that glute. If you're in phase 1 of the booty building challenge, I'll probably get you to do the standing one first, because that's going to actually help us develop core strength and balance. And then phase 2 onwards, I'll get you to kneel down and complete that while kneeling. So you get more of a glute isolation exercise there. So those who are finding it a little bit too hard or don't have access, you're going to be doing just a classic step up. So as you can see, in the actual glute isolation exercise, knee up, pointing back. It's the exact same movement as you standing up on a very high step. So I'll do an example. So I've got the bench here. How's that in terms of? Yeah, see how my leg is coming up, and then it's just essentially a donkey kick, going straight backwards. And what you want to focus on is getting an elevated surface. It's high enough for you to really stretch out the actual glute. See how my glute is actively rounded. If it's too low, if you're only stepping up on something small, you're just not going to get as much glute focus. By doing it on a step up as well, you're probably going to get a little bit more quad as well when you're doing this. That's just the nature of the game. Maybe your quads need a little bit more development in order to get onto the donkey kick. So in my eyes, if you can't do the donkey kicks, step ups are perfect for you. So again, you can hold on to something as well. Really squeeze. What you can do, let's say you're stepping up, on that leg that's not doing the stepping, really drive it up. It's not going to do anything for the leg, but it's going to force you to really contract the stepping up leg. So if you watch, I'm going to step up on this leg, but I'm going to drive this leg up. It's going to force my glute to get an extra bit of contraction on the step up. So, and force through, bang. Awesome. Again, shoot through any form check videos, and see you in the next exercise.